Well guys, it's been a while since I've done a video, so I thought I would do a little bit of a day in the life here. It's mid-morning, so I've already done lots of farm chores, but thought I'd show you what I'm working on right now. It's tulip season, so I'm harvesting tulips, and it kind of looks like a mess, but every day there's several more tulips that are ready, so I just pull them out. And I'm storing them in the fridge for Mother's Day. Let me show you a little bit more. So as a flower farmer, we usually plant tulips as annuals, and that took a while for me to grasp that concept and accept it, but it is really the best way. So I harvest them with the bulbs on. They're super muddy right now. I'm gonna give them a rinse, and then I will wrap them in some newspaper, and they can be stored in the fridge for about a month, and they'll go totally limp, and they look like they're worthless and lifeless, but then you chop that bulb off, put them in some water, and they revive, and they can be used in bouquets. It's a fascinating process, but that's what I'm working on so that we have beautiful bouquets for Mother's Day coming up. Our crabapple tree just bloomed. It is so beautiful. It won't last long, but it's glorious. And Mr. Jasper loves being outside, but doesn't really enjoy being caged. Hey, buddy. Hey. Oh my goodness, is it just terrible? Is it terrible in there? Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Poor Jasper. Poor Jasper. Yeah, so he's really content outside on the leash as long as you just go wherever he wants to go. But of course, I can't get anything done then. So we bought this little cage, and it worked for about a day, and then he's not very satisfied in there. So didn't think we would, but we're actually considering getting a fence just to make our lives easier and his life more enjoyable in that regard. So we'll see. I don't know. That'll be a different look for our yard. And so given that, I've had to rethink some of my planting and just the layout of things. So I haven't done a whole lot, and I'm trying to be careful about planting in certain areas in case we end up getting a fence, but that will probably take a little while till we get an estimate and decide, but we'll see. A lot of times when you buy high quality bulbs, they have little, I think they're called bulbettes, just real little ones on there that, this is a tiny itty bitty tulip. It's not gonna mature enough to be used as a tulip. But as I was harvesting, I had this idea that why don't I use it as greens, as filler? I often struggle this time of year to have anything that's ready to use as filler. And so I harvested this whole bunch here, and I'm just gonna rinse those off and put them in the fridge, and I think those will work great for filler. I'm planning to make some bouquets of daffodils this weekend, so I might use some for those and see if they'll hold till Mother's Day, or as I harvest more later. Those might be great for Mother's Day. I did take a couple of the little baby tulips in yesterday. They were just so cute, I hated to throw them away. But if you are familiar with tulips, you know that it seems like just plant those and they'll come back, but it actually takes like 6 to 7 years for those bulbettes to form into a bulb big enough to provide a beautiful full-size tulip. You released the beast.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He's not vibing
out there.
No, not. He's a people person. He's a people dog, right?
Yep, he's just gotta be with people
all
all
the
the
time.
time. Look how dirty his beard
I know.
is.
It got really gross.
Oh no.
He's got mud caked in there.
You're
not a brown dog.
Gonna need a bath first.
Yeah.
Ew, and he was digging.
Yes.
Gross. Ew.
You're grossed out by your own dog.
Yeah.
Yes, they're known as ratters, so they love to dig. So I don't know what activity. We're trying to think of things we can teach him to do to satisfy that need, but not dig holes. Right, Jasper? Do you hear a friend barking? I'm still trying to figure out the best way to clean my tulips. I'm thankful that I'm not a big flower farmer and I don't have tons and thousands of them to do at a time, but they do need to be dry when they're stored, so unfortunately I didn't do a very good job at keeping those, the flowers dry, so I'm just letting them sit here. It's kind of breezy, hoping that they'll dry off, and then we'll move on to our next task. Someone was so kind and gave me this bleeding heart, so I thought I would get it planted. Alright, so bleeding hearts like shade, and this is a side of our house that I've really struggled with in the gardening area. I'm trying, but I don't do well with shade, so as you can see, it's kind of boring and blanket. I'm trying to remedy that and get some things, you know, planted, but I think she actually gave me, it looks like there could be 4, unless this is all one. She just dug it up yesterday. It's in this pot, but okay, so we've got, I guess we'll call that 1. It is together pretty well. One little baby one. So we've got 3. And bleeding hearts are beautiful, but they don't last super long. So I don't want to plant them and expect them to fill up an area and be this, you know, grand plant that's going to stay for a long time, because they won't. So my thought is to plant them sort of near other plants that will then take over. So I actually have a few bleeding hearts in here already, mixed in with other things, but yeah, so I'm going to plant them near some hostas that will then take over and fill up that spot, so it's not just a big empty spot. When we have brush or cut things, we try to put it in our own compost, but usually about once or twice a year when we do a big cleanup or trim trees or anything like that, Seth will make a run to the brush pile. And so we've just recently trimmed the raspberries. We need to trim the pear trees. We did have a bad storm and there were a few small branches down. But I've decided to go ahead and trim anything that I haven't already and make sure that gets in that run to the brush pile, so that woody stuff, it just takes too long to break down in the size compost that we have and for the space that we have. So I started a little bit already. I'm going to go ahead and try to finish up all around the property. I'm not worrying about weeding. I'm not worrying about getting leaves out. It's just those thicker woody stems. Well, I got a lot done, but it started to rain, so I'm gonna head in. It's a good time for a break anyway. Right, sir?
That's right.
It's pushing 1 o'clock. I don't know why, but we always seem to eat a late lunch. I think we both get involved in what we're doing and we really don't want to stop. So.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So I'm gonna go try to scrounge something up for us. Lunch can be a challenge at times, but he's so good to eat whatever I serve him. I was just walking in and I'm like, oh no, my tulips, I totally forgot. So I gotta get these cleaned up. They're getting wet again. So we don't always rely on each other to prepare lunch. He's not expecting me to make lunch. I don't expect him to make me lunch. But it often just works out that one of us is done working, you know, earlier than the other. And so we come up with an idea and try to serve one another in that way. And so today, I feel bad. It's just kind of a hodgepodge of things. Hodgepodge, do you use that word? But we're both pretty good about that. I love having leftovers for lunch from a meal that I made for dinner. We don't have any to serve right now. I made minestrone soup last night with some homemade rye bread, and we'll have that again tonight, so we don't want it for lunch. But then the following day, if there's still some left over, we would eat that for lunch. So I'm not very hungry. I made us some eggs this morning, eggs and toast. We don't always eat much for breakfast, but today I was hungry earlier, so I made a little bit bigger breakfast than normal. And so I'm not very hungry, so I'm not gonna have a sandwich, but he's fine with peanut butter and jelly. It's our homemade strawberry jelly from our strawberries. And then I'm just gonna cut up an apple, and we're each gonna have some cottage cheese and call it a day. Do you wanna go for a walk? Do you wanna go for a walk? Come on, let's go. I'm not sure what game they're playing, but it's an Amish schoolhouse right out near where we're walking. I guess they're playing baseball. I don't know. This is the road we like to walk on. We've got the cows in the barn here. And all of it kind of scares Jasper. I can't quite get us both in the frame here, but he's been doing really good with walking. I think he was afraid of a lot of things at the beginning, and he's been doing really good. Right back there at that farm, the Amishmen were loading something, and they must have lost their grip or something. I heard them yell, "Drop it!" And so there was this huge crash, and then he got really scared. Now he's a little skittish and doesn't really want to go, but we try to take him for a walk every day. It doesn't always happen, but we do try, and we've worked up to about 2 miles, just under 2 miles, and he's doing really well with that. So sometimes it depends on what's going on, if we have time or just the time of day, but it's actually turning out to be a really nice day here. It was supposed to be cloudy and breezy. He's kind of dragging. Come on, buddy. You see the mules? Let's see, where are you? I'm not doing a very good job. There we go. But yeah, saying hi to your friends? Say hi. He's so tiny compared to them. They don't always come over like this, huh? They don't always come over to say hi. And he's ready to go now. Bye, guys. Bye. As I was saying, it's turning out to be a really nice day, so I really want to get some more yard work done. So I decided I'll take him for our walk now. That'll wear him out, because he'll usually sleep for about an hour or so after walking. So then I won't feel guilty about being outside, and I'll probably put him in his crate and he can take a nap while I'm continuing to work. So that's the plan. I just have to show you this beautiful valley that we live in, and we get to walk here. We are so blessed. I know sometimes we complain about the weather or the wind, but man, it is gorgeous. Well, I'm down to about half an hour before Scarlett gets home. I took a little rest with Jasper inside myself, got a drink, and answered a few DMs and stuff. So I'm going to plant some calla lilies here in front of these tulips. I have some, probably can't see, I have some alliums falling. I have some alliums planted here too. And these are going to be perennials for me, so that means that they will come back next year. I'm not going to pull the bulbs, but you do have to let all of that foliage die down. So all of the green leafy parts, that has to stay here to put energy back into the bulb so that it'll bloom next year. Unfortunately, that's a little unsightly. It doesn't look very beautiful. So the plan is to try to hide that by planting some calla lilies, which get big, tall, leafy greens. So they should help to hide all of that dying foliage. So that's the plan. We'll see if it works. Alright, Scarlett wanted to play a game after school. So we're gonna try headbands.
Oh yes.
I don't know if I've ever played with just one person.
Okay.
Uh-oh, can't feel it. Yeah.
Did you put it backwards?
There, I found it. Okay. Can you read that? Do you know what I am? I don't remember how to play. It's been so long.
Really?
I mean, I know we just ask questions, right?
That's pretty much
Is
all.
it
you
a
have to
time
do.
limit, or we're not dealing with that?
I don't think there is. But
Okay.
never mind.
What do you think? What are you?
Oh, it's usually you ask one question, then you go back.
Only one?
Well, I'll ask a question, then you ask one, then I, and then
I feel like there is a time limit, and you get to ask as many as you want.
I don't know.
How about we start with 3 and then we can go down to 1?
You go first.
Okay. Am I an animal?
No.
Am I a living thing?
No.
Am I useful?
Yes.
Okay. Your turn.
Am I an animal?
No.
Ugh, I love it when there's animals.
Is this easier?
Am I a living thing?
No.
Am I useful?
Yes.
We're in the same spot.
We're in the same boat. Do we have one of me?
Mhm.
Okay. Now it's your turn, right?
Do we have one of me?
Yes.
Okay.
What color am I?
You can be literally any color.
I feel like we are the same thing.
Really?
Show them what you are. Can they see? So far, I feel like we could be the same thing, but okay. Hold on, what?
I'm gonna get one of the these.
Oh,
For if you need help
help. Okay,
with what to ask. 'Cause
Okay.
I know I do.
that's a good idea. It's your turn.
Okay. Do I make noise?
Sort of.
I'm convinced we are the same thing.
Okay. Do I make noise?
Sort of.
Okay.
Like you do, sort of, kind of. I don't know. Am I food?
No. Good question.
Okay.
Can I be worn?
No. Can I be worn?
Okay, we have one. Do we have more than one?
I think so.
That's not very helpful.
We do, yes.
Okay.
Am I heavy?
No. What room do you use me in?
Oh, this is gonna give it away, isn't it?
I don't know.
Any? I'm mad at you for asking that. Any room with hard floor.
Uh-huh.
If you think you have it, you can guess.
Am I a broom?
Yeah.
Yay! I got it.
Good job. Now you can take that
Well, it's almost dinner time. Boy, am I thankful for nights when we have leftovers. How about it? Oh, you're pre-dinner snacking.
Little hummus. Yes, leftovers are the best.
Yeah. Jasper's eating his dinner. Oh, you ate. That was fast. I think it's gonna be one of those nights that it's hard to get the kids to come in. We have not had a lot of nice weather here for a while, and they are loving it. I took my shower and now it's your turn.
I'm a dirty boy.
Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll hope to see you soon. Bye.
Catch you later.